It's him, and he said, this fight, yeah. Well, I mean, trying to get to a fight. Couldn't get the welterweight title, definitely not getting the middleweight title. Like, talk about a waste of potential. That's about it.
I think Dricus survives round one and finishes Chimaev in the later rounds. Dricus has a really good fundamental base in jiu-jitsu and submission grappling, and it's something that not a lot of people know about. Dricus is bigger, stronger, I think more gritty and heart. He has more heart than Whittaker by far. He's tougher, he's more durable. He doesn't have the teeth.
I wanted to get your thoughts on Dricus as a champion, his run so far, and what do you make of his grappling?
What do you think, guys? How I done with this guy, Rob? How he done? Rob took him down. So if Rob took him down, so there is salam alaikum.
Before we move further, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a single update on the wild world of UFC. Now, let's jump right into it. The tension between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev has officially gone public, as the two are now locked in verbal warfare leading up to their much-hyped showdown. Khamzat was quick to recognize Du Plessis' rise to champion status, but he didn't hold back when it came to calling out holes in his grappling. He pointed to Robert Whittaker managing to take Dricus down as a major red flag. Proof, he said, that there are still flaws in Du Plessis' ground game. Chimaev declared that if Whittaker was able to do it, then he'd take it even further. He said Dricus has never dealt with the type of wrestling or pressure that he brings, and that this would be the clear path to his win.
I wanted to get your thoughts on Dricus as a champion, his run so far, and what do you make of his grappling?
What do you think, guys? How I done with this guy, Rob? How he done? Rob took him down. So if Rob took him down, so there is salam alaikum.
In response, Dricus Du Plessis gave Khamzat his due for staying undefeated, but questioned the legitimacy of his resume. According to Du Plessis, Chimaev has only fought one truly elite name, Robert Whittaker. He also made it clear that MMA isn't just about excelling in one skill. It's about blending everything together. While he admitted he may not be the top guy in any single area, he believes no one mixes the disciplines better than he does. He didn't forget to remind everyone that Chimaev never captured the welterweight belt, and now, he says, the timing is right. He's ready.
Khamzat is an incredible fighter. Nobody has been able to beat him, but he hasn't fought anybody of note other than Robert Whittaker. That is it. This is not a grappling competition. I am not the best grappler or wrestler or striker. When we mix it all up, I am. That's why I have this. He couldn't even get a title at welterweight. Now he wants to come to middleweight. Great, let's go.
Du Plessis also addressed Chimaev's online call-out, saying he's down for the fight when the time comes. He brought up a tweet that Khamzat posted and took a playful jab at the broken English, saying it had to be written by Chimaev himself, not his management.
Do we have a message for Khamzat Chimaev?
I'll see you when I see you. I think he tweeted something. He actually tweeted, because when his tweets make sense, it's his agent. And when it's just like random English words in a certain, it's him. And he said, this fight, yeah. Well, I mean, trying to get to a fight. Couldn't get the welterweight title, definitely not getting the middleweight title. Like, talk about a waste of potential.
Dricus followed up with a firm statement directed at Khamzat, making it clear that this is the fight he's been preparing for. He said he's confident, has no doubts, and while he respects Chimaev's toughness, he doesn't think Khamzat has ever faced someone with the kind of physical strength he possesses. Dricus insisted that his power is a different beast, and added that if the bout enters the third round, things will tip heavily in his favor.
Khamzat fights what I want. I want to take this. It's not even a doubt in my mind. Khamzat is a strong guy, but I know for a fact that he's never felt like this. In this case, he has become an either tank when it comes to the strength. There's not a middleweight that's going to bow. It's not going to happen. Once it goes past round 2, it's going to be smooth sailing.
Luke Rockhold gave his take as well, describing Khamzat as a relentless force. Someone who uses intense forward pressure, strong grappling, and fast-paced openings to dismantle his opponents early. According to Rockhold, the key is whether an opponent can survive those opening rounds.
I mean, I don't go watch it. I don't go watch it every training session, but he's, Khamzat, you know what he's gonna do. He's a wrestler. He's a grappler. He's gonna get relentless pressure. He's gonna start fast and hard. And can Dricus take that? Can he take that first round, that first 2 rounds? I mean, that's what life is about for his opponents. Can they withstand the barrage? Because he's gonna bring it.
But Rockhold wasn't sold on Chimaev's ability to last late into a fight with someone like Du Plessis. Having trained with Dricus, he called him awkward, tough, and extremely durable. He questioned whether Chimaev's early intensity could hold up over 5 rounds, and praised DDP's underappreciated grappling, unusual but effective striking, and unshakable mindset.
Do you reckon Khamzat will be able to handle DDP later on in the fight if he can survive?
I don't like those opportunities for him. I've trained with DDP a lot. He's tough. He ain't gonna go away. You gotta dominate him. You gotta finish him. I mean, you gotta dominate him from start to finish. Or you gotta finish him early. I mean, and I just don't see how Khamzat's gonna keep that pressure. That his intensity you can only keep that for so long. That's not 5-round material. DDP is tough. He's tough as, people don't give him a lot of credit. He's just awkwardly. He's got weird timing and rhythm, and he's good. And he mixes it up. He's very confident, and that's what everything's about. So he's got good grappling, decent wrestling, and some striking. But
Ali Abdelaziz spoke on Khamzat's current mindset and training status, saying he's back in Russia and fully focused. He called Chimaev one of the biggest UFC stars and recalled how brutal COVID was for him, mentioning how bad it got when Khamzat was vomiting blood. But now, with his health restored and his focus dialed in, Ali believes no one can stop Chimaev, even in the championship rounds.
Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. How do you feel about this fight?
Everybody know I used to work with Khamzat. I love the guy. After COVID, it really messed him up. One of the craziest things I've ever seen. Throwing up like blood. As far as I know now, he's in Russia, he's in camp, he's focused, he's a superstar. He's one of the biggest stars in the UFC. When you have this kind of pressure, sometimes people doesn't know how to handle it. It's hard to bet against focused Khamzat, healthy Khamzat. I think he can beat anyone on any given day. As talent, as technique, it's Khamzat. If you go to the 3rd and 4th and 5th round, how this fight gonna go? I believe Khamzat can go there, did to him what he did to Robert Whittaker. 100%, I believe this.
Henry Cejudo broke it down as well, praising Khamzat's ability to shut opponents down in just 1 round, referencing his dominant showing against Whittaker. But he also emphasized that Du Plessis is a wild card, a gritty, high-pressure fighter who doesn't slow down. Cejudo admitted he used to think Dricus fought sloppy, but now he sees his non-stop, grinding pace as a real danger, especially over 5 rounds.
Does Khamzat beat DDP? Man, Khamzat could beat anybody in the world in about a round. It's super impressed with what he did to Robert Whittaker. I don't see that against DDP. DDP's scrambly, man. You're going to need to really be able to pace yourself for 5 rounds. And with DDP's train just continue to keep rolling and he's still steaming and his train's still hot. It depends on how long DDP wants to take a break. You're going to have to prepare, man, for a guy like DDP. You're going to need a 3-rounder or a 5-rounder to get ready, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think DDP's too... I used to think he was the sloppiest thing on planet Earth, and I thought the same thing about Rob until they bring that volume and just the tenacity. It changes everything.
Over on YouTube, the MMA Guru sided with Du Plessis in this matchup. He said Dricus has an underrated grappling background and enough jiu-jitsu to handle Chimaev's early onslaught. According to him, DDP is bigger, stronger, and more resilient than Whittaker. And because he doesn't have Whittaker's injuries or mileage, Guru thinks Dricus will drag Khamzat into deeper waters and start breaking him down as the rounds go on.
You got Chimaev versus DDP. I've got DDP over Chimaev. I've got Dricus Du Plessis winning. I think Dricus survives round 1 and finishes Chimaev in the later rounds. Dricus has a really good fundamental base in jiu-jitsu and submission grappling, and it's something that not a lot of people know about. Dricus is bigger, stronger, I think more gritty and heart. He has more heart than Whittaker by far. He's tougher, he's more durable. He doesn't have the teeth problems that Whittaker had. So I think he's going to break Chimaev in the later rounds.
Eddie Alvarez also shared his thoughts, admitting it's hard to bet against someone as dangerous as Chimaev early in a fight. But he pointed out how Dricus is an awkward, unpredictable opponent whose methods, while not textbook, get the job done. Alvarez complimented Du Plessis' insane cardio and tireless work ethic, calling him one of the hardest grinders in the game. He believes if Khamzat doesn't get it done quickly, things could shift toward Dricus as the fight drags on.
I think it's hard to bet against Chimaev for me. The guy's a powerhouse, but I can't pick that. Yeah, Dricus is like this odd character for me. Like I never really watching him aesthetically. It don't all look perfect. It's very like, it doesn't look, aesthetically it doesn't look good, but he gets the job done. His conditioning's crazy. He's one of the hardest workers in the entire sport, and he finds a way. He's one of them guys who find a way regardless of how it looks. So you can never count him out. But I think Chimaev, if it goes past round 2, Dricus.
Edmund Shabazian weighed in as well, saying the fight will likely be decided in the early going. If Chimaev can end it fast, he probably wins, thanks to his pace and pressure. But Edmund leans slightly toward DDP because of his toughness and odd rhythm, which could allow him to weather the early storm and start taking control later. He called it a close, hard-to-pick matchup, where both fighters bring pressure in their own ways.
Actually, I think if it's the first 2 rounds, I think Chimaev, if he doesn't finish him in the first 2 rounds, Du Plessis should take it. But if it's in the first 2 rounds, if Chimaev's going to win, it's going to be in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah. What's your official pick?
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to lean towards DDP because he's a tough dude, man, and he's just so awkward, and you never know, he might scramble out of those like positions Chimaev puts him in. But Chimaev is a dog too, man. The guy doesn't stop, and he's relentless with his grappling.
Kamaru Usman urged fans not to overlook Chimaev. He reminded people that many doubted him before the Whittaker fight, too. While he praised Khamzat's strength and talent, he also gave Du Plessis his full respect, reminding everyone that Dricus beat 3 former champions. Usman said at the end of the day, anyone who steps in that cage deserves respect.
And just lastly, who do you see taking the belt at 185?
At 185? Listen, I told you guys, don't sleep on Khamzat. When he was fighting Robert Whittaker, everyone said, oh yeah, Whittaker's going to get him. Hey, don't sleep on him. Khamzat's extremely talented, extremely strong. He can shock anyone. But Dricus Du Plessis, you can't sleep on him as well. He's the champion for a reason, taking out 3 champions back to back to back. So, hey, respect to all those guys. I respect every one of these fighters. You know, I know people at home were spectators and were fans, and they like to just kind of talk, oh, he had a bad performance, he had a boring one. But hey, you have to respect each and every one of these guys that's willing to get in here, you know, in little bitty gloves and damn near underwear and bare their soul in here. So you have to respect that.
Bo Nickal gave a wrestler's perspective and said he leans toward Chimaev purely because of the grappling. Coming from a wrestling base himself, Nickal admitted he might be slightly biased, but highlighted how dominant wrestling-based fighters have become in MMA. He name-dropped Merab Dvalishvili, Islam Makhachev, Belal Muhammad, and Chimaev, all examples of that new era. He also pointed out how even top-level strikers like Whittaker have added wrestling to their arsenal.
I would, just based on the styles, I just think that the grappling style, I might be biased. I'm definitely biased, but I think the grappling style is so hard to beat, and it's so hard to defend against. And I guess if you look at it from a analytical point of view, you have so many. It's really become the dominant force in the sport. You got Merab, you got Islam, you got Belal, you got Khamzat. You even have you can even look at Topuria. Obviously, people know he's more of a boxing style, and he does a lot more striking. But his background is wrestling. He did that before anything else, and so it's really wrestlers that are dominating, grapplers that are dominating the sport right now. And so I think that I would give the edge to Khamzat.
That said, Bo did raise a valid point. Khamzat hasn't proven himself in deep waters. Meanwhile, Du Plessis has shown he can still bring it in rounds 4 and 5. Nickal said that if the fight goes long, DDP might start to take over. But if it comes down to control and takedowns, he still thinks Chimaev has the advantage.
But we still have yet to see Khamzat ever fight a 4th and a 5th round. We've seen that from DDP, and so that's where he would have the advantage. If it goes deep, 4th and 5th round, I think that DDP might be able to pull it out. But all in all, I think the grappling style is definitely an overwhelming style to try to deal with.
Daniel Cormier spoke about how pumped he is for this fight. He said questioning Chimaev's courage is one way to fire him up emotionally, and that makes things interesting. Cormier also noted Du Plessis' offbeat striking and strange movement, saying it levels the playing field a lot more than people might think.
I think it's a great fight, and you're right. You want to piss off Khamzat, call him scared. You want to make Chimaev mad, call him afraid of anything. And he'll come at you like a bat out of hell. I think it's a great fight. I think Dricus is awkward ability and his ability to create different angles to make you not recognize what you're seeing makes it a much tougher fight than most people may anticipate. A couple fights ago, everybody would have thought Khamzat would just run through Dricus Du Plessis. But if you today feel that way, you're out of your mind. If you today can openly say Khamzat Chimaev is just going to run through Dricus Du Plessis and is not going to be competitive, you have no idea what mixed martial arts is. This is going to be a fun fight. It's going to be a good fight, and I can't wait to watch.
He also pointed out that unlike the past drama between Chimaev and Sean Strickland, there's no training history between Khamzat and Dricus. Yet there's still tension brewing. He said their unique personalities and contrasting fight styles are going to make this one of the most entertaining build-ups in a long time.
We know that these two guys don't like each other. We don't have the backdrop of them training prior like Strickland and Khamzat had, but you can tell they don't like each other. They are so completely different. And I think in that different is going to make for not only a good fight, but also a very fun build-up to the fight.
Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson also gave his opinion. He said controlling the pace will be the biggest factor. He believes Du Plessis could win in the stand-up game if he manages to keep it from becoming a wrestling match. Johnson observed that Chimaev has slowed down in past fights, and Dricus' chaotic striking might actually work against someone like him. Still, he warned that Chimaev's takedown game is always a threat, so Dricus has to stay alert and ready to sprawl.
If Chimaev cannot get him down,
he will. But yeah.
Bet. Let's say he does get him down.
Yep.
And he doesn't finish him, right? I think he's spent. Because you look at his fights. You look when he fought Gilbert Burns, when he fought Kamaru Usman. He had Kamaru Usman fully mounted, back hooks and everything, right?
Yep.
Working for the choke, pounding him, could not finish him,
Couldn't get him.
The rest of the time, he could not find it was shadow boxer. Granted, he might be sick or whatever.
Yep.
But if he cannot figure it out within those first 2 rounds or the first round he gets him down, I think DDP is going to do what he does best.
Yep.
He's going to be awkward. He's going to be do the kicks, and I think DDP is going to beat him.
Yeah.
Like
I could see it.
I think Khamzat Chimaev is more athletic, more traditional, but I think that awkwardness of the old what did he say? The lanky man style.
Yep.
I think DDP is going to put in the back.
Mateusz Gamrot talked about the matchup too, saying it's one that really interests him. He complimented Chimaev's high-level wrestling and sheer strength, but also mentioned that he personally likes Du Plessis after meeting him. Still, when pushed for a prediction, he slightly leaned Chimaev, saying he doesn't think Dricus can stuff the takedowns.
Oh, this is interesting matchup. Chimaev is really high-level wrestler and he is strong. I like Dricus. He meet a couple times. It's hard to prediction, but I don't think so that Dricus will stop wrestling Chimaev, and I think maybe Chimaev will beat this guy.
TJ Dillashaw gave his take as well, saying cardio could be the biggest deciding factor. He said Khamzat has excellent wrestling and good striking, but if he doesn't get the finish early, he might run into trouble with stamina. According to Dillashaw, if Chimaev improves his gas tank, he should win. But if he fades, DDP might rally and take control late.
How are you going to train Khamzat Chimaev to beat DDP?
Cardio. I just don't think he has the gas tank. If he doesn't finish DDP, because he's good, he's strong, his grappling's better, he's got good technical striking. I would put a lot more money on Chimaev if he trains the right way for his cardio. If he doesn't train his cardio the right way, I think it's going to be hard for him to put DDP away, and DDP's going to get him in the later rounds and pass him out. DDP ain't going to get tired.
Caio Baralho had a tough time picking sides. He said Du Plessis keeps proving people wrong every time he's doubted, himself included. But at the same time, Baralho said it's nearly impossible to bet against Khamzat either. He guessed that the fight could end quickly, just like the Whitaker bout. But if it drags out into the later rounds, Du Plessis might take the edge.
Are you going to be riding with the DDP for this one, or you think Khamzat is going to walk away the champion?
Actually, right now, it's hard to bet against DDP. I always bet against him, and he always shoot my mouth. But it's hard to bet against Khamzat. I think this fight can be really, really fast as the Whitaker fight. But I can see this fight going into the second, the third round, and then I see some advantage for Dricus.
Jason Mayhem. Miller talked about how Dricus Du Plessis is facing a serious test against a dangerous, unpredictable opponent like Khamzat. He said Chimaev's ability to strike and grapple makes him very tricky to prepare for. He questioned whether Dricus can defend the takedowns, stay mobile, and handle the constant pressure. He believes endurance could be the deciding factor.
This kind of thing is, all right, so now do you counter wrestle? Do you find your striking exchanges working when you push the guy backwards? And can you do that without overshooting and getting taken down? Do you want to get taken down and make a scramble and this? No, probably not. Du Plessis has work cut out for him. Like, he has to kind of figure this enigma out of a dude who can kickbox pretty good with this European style kickboxing and also really high level grappling. I don't know. I think it'll come down to who's in the best shape, who's the best conditioned. That's really the end of that. Happy birthday, August 16th. We're going to see that one.
Mayhem leaned slightly toward Khamzat. He explained that Chimaev's lifetime of wrestling lets him grapple in a calm, energy-efficient way. He said Dricus might be strong, but that strength seems to come from muscle mass, and in a long, grueling fight that could become a weakness. He finished by saying that, for now, he sees Chimaev with the edge.
Chimaev, you know, because he has like this special ingrained, and I say this because you start the kids young and they just get a little extra something, you know, there's a little bit of extra feel. There's another 10,000 hours put on top of their athleticism because they've been doing this for so long, grappling especially. And Du Plessis is an excellent grappler, but when it comes down to being able to relax during those grappling exchanges and not use that much energy, his body is big, but he's like a bigger human being, not necessarily just a big muscle-bound guy like Du Plessis. He's like Du Plessis has the frame of a lighter man, but has put on muscle to compete at the higher weight class. Chimaev might have an edge, might be an upset there.
That wraps it up for today's video. Now it's your turn. How do you see this fight playing out? Will Chimaev dominate early, or will Dricus drag him into deep waters and take over? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Check out the other videos on your screen now. You won't want to miss them.